I want to begin before everything fell apart. Not because I want to avoid the truth, but because this is where love lived first. There was a time when my life felt ordinary. Not perfect, not exceptional, just steady. I remember waking up and thinking about small things. What to make for breakfast, whether the weather would hold, what errands I needed to run. My mind was full of plans that assumed tomorrow would arrive the way it always had. And my child was part of that normal. Not as a miracle or a symbol, just as a presence, a body that needed me, a voice I was learning to understand, a rhythm that quietly reorganized my days. I didn't wake up grateful every morning. I didn't think, this is precious, this is fragile. I thought, this is life. If you're watching this, I imagine you recognize that version of yourself, the one who didn't yet know that a single moment could divide existence into before and after. I'm starting here because grief doesn't erase what came before, and your love didn't begin with loss. I am a parent, and my child died. That sentence still feels foreign in my mouth, like a language I never wanted to learn but now speak fluently. There is no gentle way to enter this reality, no metaphor that truly holds it. The mind resists it because the body knows it's wrong. Parents are supposed to protect their children. We are wired for that. So when a child dies, especially a very young one, it feels like a personal failure of the universe. If you are here because your child is gone too, I want you to know this. You are not weak for feeling shattered. You are not dramatic for feeling angry or numb or lost. This loss does not fit into language easily because it violates something ancient inside us. I don't know your child's name, but I know they mattered. And I know the shape they left behind is not empty, it's specific. People talk about grief like it's sadness, but that's not quite it. Grief is more like disorientation, like waking up in a familiar place where the furniture has been rearranged overnight. The house still stands, the walls are still there, but nothing feels where it should be. There are spaces now, quiet, unmistakable spaces that your body recognizes before your mind does. An empty crib, a silent corner, a pause where a sound should be. Sometimes the absence screams, other times it's unbearably quiet. And what hurts most is not just missing your child, but realizing how much of yourself was shaped around loving them, how much of your identity was built in response to their needs. You don't just lose a child, you lose a version of yourself that only existed in relation to them. I need to say this clearly, especially in a world that rushes to explain pain. My child's life was not a tragedy. Their death was tragic. The loss is devastating. But their life, no matter how short, was whole. They were not meaningful because of how long they lived. They were meaningful because they were loved, because they were held, because they were known, because their existence changed someone forever. If you're afraid that the world will reduce your child to the way they died, I understand that fear. But your child is more than an ending. They are a relationship. And relationships do not disappear when one person leaves. When people first spoke to me about meaning, I wanted to scream. Meaning felt like an insult, like a way of explaining away something unforgivable. I didn't want lessons. I wanted my child. Viktor Frankl wrote about meaning in suffering, not as an idea, but as a lived necessity. And still I resisted him. Because when it's your child, suffering doesn't feel noble. It feels cruel. But Frankl wasn't saying suffering is good. He was saying that suffering demands a response, not an explanation, not a justification, a response. One of the hardest things to explain is what happens to love after your child dies. It doesn't disappear. It doesn't shrink. It just loses its direction. Your arms still remember. Your instincts still fire. Your heart still reaches. Frankl believed love is a responsibility, not a feeling that fades when conditions change. That idea terrified me at first, because it meant my love for my child didn't end. It meant I had to learn how to carry it differently. There were days I felt guilty for waking up, guilty for eating, for laughing, for noticing anything beautiful. It felt wrong to participate in life when my child could not. But guilt is not loyalty, and survival is not betrayal. You are not dishonoring your child by continuing to exist. You are honoring them by allowing love to remain alive inside you. This may be hard to hear, but you are still a parent. Your child did not stop being yours when they died, and you did not stop belonging to them. Your role didn't disappear, it transformed. You parent now through memory, through values, through the way your love shapes how you move through the world. That bond was not temporary. I want to say this directly to you. I am rooting for you, not to be strong, not to be inspirational, not to heal on anyone else's timeline. I am rooting for you to stay human, to keep breathing through something unbearable. You don't have to know where this leads. You only have to stay. Meaning doesn't arrive as clarity. It arrives as endurance, as choosing not to turn away from love, even when it hurts. Frankl believed meaning is discovered in how we respond to what we cannot change, not heroically, but faithfully. The world after your child's death is smaller, slower, more fragile, but it is not empty. There are still moments, unexpected, quiet ones, where love makes itself known, not as happiness, as presence. This story does not end with closure. It ends with acceptance, with learning how to carry what cannot be fixed. Acceptance is not approval. It is not forgetting. It is staying. Your child changed the world. Maybe only in small ways, maybe only in yours, but that is enough. Love does not require witnesses to be real. Frankl believed that as long as love remains, meaning remains. I believe that too now. Purpose didn't die with your child. It changed form. I see you. I honor your child. And I am rooting for you, every step of this road you never asked to walk. If this video found you in a quiet, painful moment, If something here felt like it sat beside you rather than spoke at you, then you're not alone, and neither is the person who comes after you. If you feel able, I invite you to gently like this video, not for an algorithm, but as a small signal that these words mattered. And if you subscribe to this channel, you help create a place where grief doesn't have to explain itself, a place where loss is spoken about honestly, without fixing, without rushing. Most of all, if you know someone who is carrying this kind of pain, someone who has lost a child or is quietly breaking while the world moves on, please consider sharing this with them. Not as an answer, just as company. Sometimes the most meaningful thing we can offer is letting someone know you are seen. You are not walking this alone. Thank you for being here, and if you're still listening, I'm rooting for you.